everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I trust you're doing good. Yeah, it's nice being here again, and I look forward to having you subscribe, like, and share as usual. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay, so today I'm here with a very interesting topic I believe would bless you. You'll be enlightened as you listen to it. Handling disappointment. So different phases in life comes with its disappointment. It could be either from people, it could be from situations, from circumstances surrounding us. It is a feeling of displeasure when one's hopes are not met, when there is no fulfillment of one's expectation. Okay, so disappointment comes. It comes in different ways for different people and at different points in time. But you see, the disappointment or the feeling of disappointment is not the issue. The main issue is how it is handled. Because I've seen how disappointment over time has caused many people to slide into depression, to slide into to even go as far as suicide, because they were disappointed due to an event that occurred, due to a family member that they so much trusted him that betrayed them, or one thing or the other. So we all have our experiences. I have a couple of them, and I look forward to sharing them some days, but not today. Okay. And so how do you handle disappointment? Over time I used to hear people say, don't have expectations. It's when you expect too much from people that you get disappointed when they don't meet up to your expectations. And all of that, they are nice and well-meaning statements anyways, and looking at it from a side or from an angle, it has its own correctness or iota of truth, but not totally true, in the sense that personally I would not like to agree with that. I will only suggest that you adjust your expectations instead, because you cannot, because of disappointment or all of that, decide to lower expectations. Even the Bible says the expectation of the righteous shall not be cut short. So we must live with hopes, with expectation. I cannot be going to school, for example. A student cannot go to school and have no expectation. Let me just go right. When there is no expectation in a way would keep you focused. It will guard your pursuit. It will help you towards achieving your goals. Although our expectations has to be flexible, not too rigid. And when for whatever reason they don't come to pass, we should have a good disposition towards it. We should be able to handle them well. So because the root cause most times of disappointment is high expectations. I've been there before. I just felt like I expect more from this person. I feel so odd. And you see people, because someone disappointed them or did not meet up to the expectation, they begin to withdraw from people or from relating with other people. Now I can really relate, especially if you're on the conversative side more, and begin to build walls instead of bridges. I hope to talk in that light some other time. But really, we do ourselves more harm than good when we do that, when we begin to isolate ourselves, distance ourselves, because we feel, I've been hurt by this person, I've been hurt by that, and then we begin to throw away every person or every form of relations around us. All right, so how do you then handle disappointment? Number one is to adjust your expectations. You should review it and adjust it, not just like totally refusing to have expectations. Because if you choose to say I don't want to have expectations at all, you might in a way hinder yourself from picturing or capturing that which God has in mind for you, or the greatness ahead. So it's good to have it, but it has to be in a more flexible manner. Okay, so you need to adjust the expectation. You need to review it. Okay, why am I feeling this way? Why did this have to happen? We must see every phase of disappointment, or every situation of this that brings disappointment. There's a lesson to learn, and we must be willing to sit down and ask ourselves questions rather than just mourn. It's okay to have that feeling. It's okay to admit that yes, I feel so disappointed right now, but it's not okay to sit down there or allow it to weigh us down and prevent us from moving forward into doing other things. So we rather sit down and evaluate and readjust and say, okay, what do I need to do better? How do I need to put things in place? What was my own mistake? Was my expectation right and correct towards this person, towards this situation? Sometimes you have to do with a change of perspective, because disappointment could be based on our personal expectation or view, or our interpretation of a situation, our perspective of a person. So we may need to sit down and reevaluate and say, okay, this thing, is this the way it's meant to be? Have I seen it in the wrong light? Was my expectation too high than expected, or was it, you have sincere evaluation? Okay, and as well, having done that, need be that we pick ourselves up again, and trusting God, putting our hope in God, knowing that all things work for the good of they that love God and are called according to his purpose. So when people's attitudes, reactions, when situations weigh us down too much, it can also be a pointer that we have so much put our trust in those things, and we have so much defined our happiness by those things, and feel like, oh, without this thing in my life I cannot be happy, without this thing in my life I cannot be fulfilled, and so you just sit down there. But rather, it is needful that we put our total trust in God, and if such that even when disappointment comes, we are able to accept it and able to look into it, pick out the best, the lessons that are in it for us, and move on with our lives successfully. So I think this point will be able to help us in handling disappointment. I don't know if you have questions, or maybe you have a story you want to share in this regard, and maybe there are scenarios you want to paint. I would be willing to hear from you. Drop it in my email or the comment section. Or have you been disappointed before? How did you handle it? How did you overcome it? Do you want to share? I'll be willing to have your feedbacks as to that regard, even as we continue some other time. But number one, don't forget to adjust, modify, reevaluate your expectations. Have an open heart, and know that if it's the case of humans, disappointment caused by humans, just know that humans will always be humans. Just assume I could be the one to have done this to someone else. I could have done worse, and we are all liable to make mistakes and errors. We should learn to make mistakes for other people. To make excuses, okay, for other people. Leave allowance for offenses, for errors, and all of that. So that would, in a way, not allow us to get too much at us. So I know you have said there are several perspectives to this topic, and I will be willing to hear from you even as we continue from here some other time. So I believe you've been blessed. I believe you've been able to lay hold on something. So if you're disappointed, it's time to rise up, to pick yourself up again and move on with greater strength, greater courage. Refuse to be weighed down. God bless you. See you some other time. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thank you. And my name is Faith Testimony. Thank you.